this is Russ. Yeah, it's time for another e-bike video. Yeah, today would be Saturday for you guys. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that I've noticed that sometimes e-bike manufacturers come out with really great products, but not at the time that I can ride it. Yeah, new bikes come out sometimes at this time of the year. But it's not the only thing that is being offered too. Now, recently I just got an offer from one of our manufacturers that I currently represent, and they mentioned that they had some new accessory products that they wanted me to try out and also to highlight in the coming months. Now, the problem with this is it's cold out here. It's cold out here, and we got snow eventually will be coming. I can't do this. Can't do this video, and it's products that I would say it'd be kind of cool to get. Yeah, these are outdoor type products. Yeah, I haven't been outdoors in a while, as you know. Yeah, the coughing is still happening for me, but it is a lot less. I've noticed that unless my throat is dried out, which is going to eventually happen as I'm talking here, I don't seem to be coughing as much now, so maybe that's a good thing. Now, here's another interesting thing, getting older and everything. Because of the fact that I've been drinking so much water, I mean, just to keep the throat moist so that I'm not coughing so much, yeah, I'm running to the washroom constantly. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I would say every hour on the hour I have to go. But I am drinking a lot of water because of the dryness in the throat. Now, other people have said try some cough drops, try some other stuff too. Yeah, I've got some cough drops as well, but it's only so much of that you can take. And quite frankly, it sounds like the water actually dries me out more than not. So I keep thinking maybe there's be something else I should be drinking. But the problem with that is, of course, that just adds calories, right? But yeah, for some reason, water dries me out. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Anyway, back to the e-bike issues. So yeah, new products seem to be always coming out on times when I can't go out and ride. It's frustrating. I'm telling you, there's some products that have been offered to me that I go, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that out. I can't do it. So the best I can do is tell them I'm sorry. If you could wait till late spring, maybe I can get to it. So I'm seeing on some of the other channels, some of the guys are getting the bikes that, I've said, yeah, I was offered that bike. I can't do it. This is a problem with geographical areas that you live in, right? There's certain areas you just can't do it. I mean, unless you plan to ride in the winter months, and if it's snowing, you still plan to ride. That's another story. But as you know, I don't do that. Yeah, I don't risk my knee or anything like that. I can't afford to have a fall. Speaking of falling, people have asked me recently, have you fallen before, and how did you fall? I'll tell you, at least for each time for me, it was upon getting ready to stop. And I've noticed that this is the case for many of the people who fall as well. It's not when you're riding that you have a problem. Forward momentum keeps you going, right? But the minute you start stopping, then you got to go, oh, I got to keep my balance. Oh, there I go. And then you tip over, right? Let me explain real quickly how I fell. Now, many of you already know I've fallen a total of 3 times on my e-bike. First time was within the first week that I took my bike out. I fell on the street right in front of a bunch of cars. They were parked, okay? They were waiting for the red light. So I'm crossing through the red light. And, I slowed down and I was getting ready to get off the bike, and it leaned toward the left. And as you know, the left is where my knee replacement was. So I had the weak left leg and the weak left knee. So, of course, the weight of myself and also the heavy weight of the Rad Rover 5 that I had at the time, I went down because I couldn't hold up the bike. Second time I fell, same thing kind of happened. When I stopped, my bike leaned to the left, and again, weak leg, weak knee, down I went. And then the third time I fell, I purposely fell. My shoelace of my right leg, on my right foot, got caught in the chain, not the chain, but in the chain ring. So it's in the pedals, okay? It loosened up and it was wrapping around the pedals, so I couldn't get my foot off the pedal. Now, most people would just kind of stop and lean to the left, but I knew that I had fallen 2 times to the left. I says, I can't take that chance again with my knee. So I says, I'm going to have to purposely fall because you can't lean to the right because your foot can't get off the pedal. So I says, okay, I'm going to lean to the right and purposely fall. So I was looking for a patch of grass. I was on the street at the time. And I fell towards the patch of grass just between the sidewalk and the street, right? Problem is that I forgot about the curb, and so my right knee hit the curb. I tell you, if you're gonna fall on flat grass, not like on the edge of a street to the grass. All right. What I should have done probably is ride up on somebody's driveway and fall on his front lawn. That would have been better. I wasn't thinking that at the time. So each time that I fell had nothing to do with my inability to ride. It had totally because of the falling happened because of the stopping issues. So here's what I'm going to tell you, and I've said this before. A lot of new guys on the channel, so I should mention it again. If you have a problem with your legs or your knees or your whatever, okay, and the reason you're riding an e-bike is either to help rehab yourself or maybe just to get out, you're using throttles, whatever, be aware that your fall is going to happen during your stopping times, okay? Make sure you have a strong enough leg when you're leaning to one side that you have enough strength to hold you and the bike up, because that's how I ended up falling. All right. As far as riding a bike when you have that problem, you have the knee problem or a hip problem, I don't think the riding is really that difficult. I mean, if you can't do the rotations too much because you can't pedal, if you have a throttle on your bike, the throttle will get you through it. But you got to remember, when you stop, it's still the weight of you and the weight of the bike, and those bikes are really heavy, right? So be aware, those are your potential issues. Now, others have said, in that case, you should just lower your saddle, the seat, lower it so that you can still stay seated and both feet are on the ground. Yeah, you can do that, but you don't get good extension. And for people who have knee replacement, your extension is important. And in order for you to have less strain on your knee, you actually need to have decent pedal extension. And so when it's that high up, you can't just straddle the bike. You're going to have to kind of hop off that bike. You have to step down from the pedals and stand on the ground, and you're not going to be able to sit, okay? So this is where the potential problem happened for me, because I do use full extension, as everyone knows. You get a better pedal stroke that way. It's the proper way of riding a bike, really. Many people won't agree with me. They'll say that, no, the proper way is so that you can stay seated while you're pedaling. Well, think about this. Your pedals are a certain distance from the ground. If you stay seated, you don't have full leg extension when you have a pedal stroke. And the most efficient movement of the bike on a pedal stroke is with decent extension. Now, decent extension doesn't mean your leg is perfectly straight up and down when you have the bottom stroke. It is slightly bent, but not to the extent that it would be if you were still staying seated when you're stopped. Okay, then you're so far down that your knee is totally bent and it's not giving you full extension. You don't get a decent pedal stroke that way. Now, some people don't ride their bikes for pedal strokes. They ride it because they like to throttle it. Okay, for me, I throttle whenever I'm on camera, but I do pedal when I'm not on camera. I try to pedal on my way back home. So after the video's done, that is. But if you only throttle, like for instance, if you have the moped style bikes, you can't get a decent pedal extension. That bike is really designed for you to throttle it. Yeah, sit there and just throttle it. Okay. To me, I kind of like bikes that you can do both. I could pedal if I want. I could throttle if I want. So I always set up my bikes for full decent pedal extension so that I have decent pedaling ability. Okay, it's just me. Others like the moped style, okay, but those are mostly throttle only because it's really hard to pedal those type of bikes. They're so crammed, So anyway, different strokes for different folks, right? I like my full stroke on my pedal, okay. Anyway, that's about all I want to say. Be aware that you have potential issues when you stop, that you might fall if you don't have decent leg strength. All right. Okay. So getting back to the actual bikes. Yeah, I find that a lot of the companies seem to release bikes around this time of the year. I don't know why they do that. I mean, maybe where they're manufacturing the bikes, they don't have heavy winter stuff. But a lot of us out here during the winter months, we have snow and we have really cold weather. So I don't ride it. So yeah, I'm gonna again have to turn things down until next year. So really I wouldn't mind have taken some of the products that are being offered to me, but I would never be able to do it, and I can't do a good job doing it if I can't even get out, right? Anyways, that's about all I wanted to say for this video. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There will be a video on Monday. There will be a product review, a non-e-bike product review again. Watch that if you're interested in it. If not, then you can skip it. Or, if you're just interested to see what I'm doing, check it out, okay? And then, of course, on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we'll have our standard e-bike videos. Anyways, talk to you guys next time.